Hey now, we are at Reggie Jackson. It is April 2nd. Yay, April, I guess. Baseball season is here. Yay, baseball season. I've been out of town. But anyways, Reginald Martinez Jackson. I have met Reggie Jackson on multiple occasions. And believe it or not, I feel his mood has gotten better, believe it or not. I met Reggie Jackson. Again, we're not talking baseball games where I've seen him play. First time was in like 1992. I had this picture with me and him. And this was at Gibraltar Trade Center. It was Thanksgiving weekend. And he came in and Willie Mays came in. And believe it or not, he was more expensive than Willie Mays. He just got in the Hall of Fame. And he was not a nice guy that he didn't want, you could tell like him and Mays for that matter, just did not want to be there that weekend. And like I shook his hand, as you could see in this photo. And he was just like right afterwards, ugh, ugh, ugh. It's just so mean. I was a kid then. I was a kid, Reggie. How can you do that? So I mean, this is after the Upper Deck Reggie Jackson card came out. I have that right here. This is probably the only, well, not the only, but one of the very few autograph cards I've ever purchased in my life. I bought this last year, but like literally just around a year ago, purchased this card at the Mint Collective. Obviously, everyone knows the historical significance of this card. This was the first pulled autograph card there ever was existence. I paid $300 for it. I think it's worth more now. And I mean, there's 2,500. Like Reggie Jackson is not a rare autograph by any stretch of the imagination. He is constantly on shows. And just to give you a quick little behind the scenes, we try to bring Reggie Jackson in for our golf outing. Every year we bring in a Hall of Famer. Well, last year we brought in Roger Clemens, but every year we bring in like a very high end baseball person, and we try to get Reggie Jackson, and he just wanted too much money. He wanted extra money to sign autographs at the event. Again, his prerogative, that's fine. So it's like he come to the event into our fee, the fee we agreed on. Then he wanted extra money to sign autographs, and we're like, no, we can't do that. So if you're going to come, you got to sign. So not lots, but anyways, fast forward to 2022. We are shopping at Minute Maid Park. And it's early in the morning. It's not very crowded, just in the pro shop. Lo and behold, who should walk in? Jim Crane and Reggie Jackson. Now, this is going to be big. I'm going to back up for this. So my daughter right here, I say to my daughter right here, like, that's Reggie Jackson. And so I immediately, it's like, Mr. Jackson, do you mind take a picture with my daughter? And my daughter, who's a baseball fan, doesn't know who Reggie Jackson was like, sure, little girl, come here. What's your name? He could not have been any nicer to my daughter. So, I mean, not any nicer. And he was like, asked us where we were from. He even goes, hold on, give me a Sharpie. And he takes a Sharpie, signs my daughter's jersey that she's wearing in the photo. You can see right here. You can see to Leah. He dates it. Reggie Jackson, Mr. October. And this is a really nice autograph of Reggie Jackson. We'll get to it in a little bit. You can see he signed like with an S, every letter of his name. And I had the picture. Reggie Jackson was in town later that month. Unfortunately, my daughter was not in town. So I brought the picture of Reggie Jackson. And he immediately remembered the picture. He's like, where is she? Where is she? And I said, she's not here. But do you mind signing the picture? And I just paid for just a straight autograph, not a inscription or anything. And he goes, and he's like, what was her name again? He wrote, to Leah, Reggie Jackson, Mr. October. Sorry I missed you, your friend Reggie. Like all that. Like he could not have been any nicer. And I put the photo on Twitter, and I'm not very active on Twitter at all. He followed me on Twitter. So maybe he's mellowed in his older age. I mean, some people get a little more crispy, let's say, like Al Kaline, who we'll get to hopefully not too long ago. And then there's Reggie Jackson, who's getting better. I think he's getting better. I see him sign free autographs, even for people at Cooperstown. He's very picky about it, but like, again, he's like, he knows the value of his autograph. And even though there's a lot, and I mean a lot out there, he usually doesn't sign for free and is very picky about it. So those are my stories about Reggie Jackson. So I would love to meet him again if he did a show with my daughter, just to show my daughter and everything. It's just, I think, really cool. But anyways, that's 5 minutes just talking about the characteristics of Reggie Jackson without really looking at his autographs. So let's look at the autograph analysis of Reggie Jackson's right now. So again, PSA database, and we're going to look at a standard post-playing or like late playing career, post-playing career autograph for Reggie Jackson. I wanted to talk about his stats, but I guess we're past that. Everyone knows who Reggie Jackson is, Mr. October. So what you're looking for with the R is sort of like the loop here. He goes up, and there's a loop right here. The loop should not stand out too much. The loop should be in the outer right or completely outside the R right here. The Reggie should be on an, and the Jackson for that matter, should pretty much be on a nice plane. Again, right here, the J, this J should come up and it should not be as big as this J down here. He usually put his number 44 in the J. It's not, let's say, mandatory if it's not in there. But again, you want to see the nice Jack, and like you get sometimes you get like a thing over here, like a W, you can see right here. He usually doesn't finish it. The G's to me look almost like 8s, as you can see right here. I see the 8s. I don't know if you can or not. You're looking for a break between the R and the E. Sometimes there's a break between the J and the A, but not necessarily. Again, moving on right here. Again, this is probably, again, a post-playing career signature. Again, the R, you can see it curls right here to right here. You see how this loop is outside of this R right here. That's what you're looking for. The E, the J, the I. You can see the break between the R and the E. This Jackson, again, this loop is much bigger than this loop. There's barely a loop here. And I've seen him where he comes straight down without doing a loop up here. I've seen him where he has done the loop up here. I mean, it really depends what kind of day you get at him. But regardless, the loop down here should be bigger than the loop up here. And again, the Jackson, again, the K drops down. That's fairly uncommon, that K to drop down. But it is at a nice even plane, again, which is what you want to see. Again, this one here is a little more stretched out. I'm not a huge fan of this autograph. I'm not saying it's bad. I think it's still good. But usually you don't see the R, the loop in this R stretched out this much right here. Same thing with the J looped up all the way around here. I normally like to see a more compact J. But again, this J is bigger than this J. He got the 44 in there. He's got the Jackson. Again, sort of like the W right here. You can see he took a pen off the paper right here. I don't usually see that. That's kind of rare. I mean, this is one of those autographs when you see enough of Reggie Jackson's autograph, and I've probably seen thousands of his, you know what's good and what's bad. Again, we'll look at the bag shortly right here. Again, this is the game from where he probably earned his nickname, Mr. October. His 3-home run World Series game, October 18th. Again, the R, nice loop right here. You see the loop is completely outside, which is you want to see where it starts right here. Again, the full G, you can sort of see. I see the H right here, but if not, you see this G. These bigger loops down here should always be bigger than the loops on top, no matter what. You put the 44 right here. Again, the break between the R and the E, which is you want to see. I'm going to move kind of quickly through these because to me, they all look the same. I know that sounds crazy, but when you look at this autograph long enough, they pretty much seem the same. Again, right here, again, the Reggie, the R, the loop right here. This is probably signed, and this may have been signed in 1983. It's a little different for him right here compared to what you normally see. Obviously, he's wearing his number 9. This is a young Reggie Jackson in this photo, but it wouldn't shock me if this was signed in 1983. But again, big J, you see the H right here. Again, you want to see both G's when you're looking at these, the Jackson. Again, it's kind of weird that there's a break between the S and the O and the N right here. It's kind of a little bit more, let's say, of a vintage signature. We looked at this very similar autograph before. Again, now we're looking at autographs on baseball. So you can see that, you see how that loops right here, and it's to the right completely of where this line is. That's what you want to see. You really don't want to see this straight line really in this loop, and especially to the left of this loop. I can see the H right here. Hopefully you can also. The Jackson, you see this is much more wider than these right here. Same thing with these loops down here. Again, much more wider than they are right here. Again, the S, you can see the W as we talked about right here. He's got the 44. I mean, I've seen his autograph. It looks more like 9s to 4s sometimes with me. I don't know why. But again, he's 44. Again, right here, I mean, this one's a little odd to me. Just the fact, I mean, again, how far to the left this loop is compared to this right here. To be honest, if I were, you see the 8 right here, I'm not a real fan of that. Usually I don't know what, like usually this little loop right here shouldn't be here. I'm not a huge fan of this autograph at all. I have to be honest. This is usually not what you see in his autograph. I'm not saying it's fake, but just if I were buying a Reggie Jackson autograph, that's not the one I'd be buying. I would be buying this one again right here. You see how the loops right here is a loop to this. You see the perfect almost 8 right here. 8 right there. The J comes in, a big nice J down here, JAC, and then again the W right here, which you wanted to see sort of trailing off. Again, now we're looking at jerseys. Again, this one's a little weird to me with the, you see the W and it's just a straight line. I don't like that if I'm buying a Reggie Jackson autograph. Again, I would not be buying something that just has a straight line like this. I know that he's done it before in the past. I'm just not a fan of that. For the kind of money, you can get a much nicer autograph. Okay, now we're looking at a very vintage autograph. It's probably down here, but I can't see it. There's a window blocking me. But again, I would not be buying this autograph necessarily. This is probably something like on a contract, original vintage. Again, this is a 1977 autograph where you get the full Reginald M. Jackson. Again, this is not what his autograph looks like anymore. His autograph is, let's say, matured, for lack of a better term. There are signed checks in the market. I've seen them with cars on it and this and that. They've been released fairly recently, not too long ago. Again, what you're seeing right here is from 1977, so which is why you see the loop coming in to the right of the R instead of the left of the R. Again, this is still a vintage playing day signature. So again, oops, sorry about that, guys. Let's go backwards so we get back to that. Okay, this is a much more, looks like almost like a rushed in-person autograph to me. And the reason why I see that is the Jackson is barely pronounced right here. I mean, I think it's good because the big J, the loop is still to the left of this, but it looks very rushed to me. I mean, my guess is this is something he may have signed in person and like in a crowd or a mob. That doesn't look a sit-down signature. Again, 1971 we looked at. This is probably, again, a nice sit-down signature of his rookie card. Again, you see how, like, you see it swishes this way, then this way, which you want to see. The G's jet out like this, which you want to see. This signature down, he's had a nice level playing field, as you can see. You can see that W right here, the bigger W right here is bigger than this. Sorry, not big. This loop right here is bigger than this. He has the nice 44 in a hit, Mr. October. I mean, that's just a nice sit-down signature from Reggie Jackson. Again, another beautiful piece, probably signed during the height of his signing days, which is now, obviously. But again, you see how it's sort of like you could sort of see that loop to down. The 8's right here. The G's are bigger than up here. The J down here is bigger than this. The nice 44. It's very level. Again, this is what you want to see. So hopefully, yeah, I'm going to stop. Hopefully you're getting an idea. I want to look at some fakes now. So again, I'm going to start with eBay, obviously. And I didn't see that many 500 home run fakes right here. I mean, even this right here with this best offer, the more I look at it, the more I think that this, believe it or not, is probably not good. But it's very tough to see the Reggie Jackson right here. So it's very tough to say, oh, this is fake because this Jackson is so faded. I mean, there's other things about other autographs on here that I don't like at all. But in terms of Jackson right here, it's just, I mean, you can see the W right here. He really comes out, whoever did it with this. It's just very tough to see right here. I mean, I would say this is fake based on other autographs here, not necessarily this Reggie Jackson autograph. Which one is this right here? I mean, PSA talks about fake ghost signers. I didn't see any right here. This one right here, I think is good. It doesn't have a COA that I like per se. What I don't like about this autograph, to be honest, looking at this right here, is I can't see the 8's right here, number one. Number two, you see how this J and this J are like exactly the same size, the loops. I don't feel comfortable with this autograph. I just really don't. I mean, it's close. It's just right on the mark. I think the person messed up with the J, and I think that's why it's reflected in the price of $34.95. This one right here just looks very slowly drawn. This J, again, it's $25. Again, I don't even see the loop right here. It's not what you want to see. I don't know what this little E into the G. Someone tried too hard to make these H's. You could see right here. I don't like that it came off the paper. I mean, it's very shaky, as you can see right here. It doesn't flow at all. I mean, it's most likely no good. Again, right here, this is the only autograph I could see anywhere where this is a ghost signed. I mean, they talk about ghost sign in the PSA database and ghost sign letters. I didn't see any. When Make tells me this is ghost sign, number one is the fact that the J is all screwy. The K is really screwed up. You can see it's a break in the K's right here. I mean, this is a preprint number one, obviously, well, at least obviously to me. I don't know if you can tell this is a preprint signature, even though it says with the autograph. And the R, you see how it's a two-stroke R right here. I mean, as far as I can tell, Reggie never had a two-stroke R. So again, the people at Outer Safe do a great job, a great job. And so I want to point out a couple of fakes they had on there. Number one, this one right here. Like, look how stretched to the left this loop is right here. I mean, this is no good at all. The 8's don't look good at all. I see J's almost, not even G's, but J's. And again, that's not how he spelled his name. Again, it's very loopy right here. The Jackson should start to the right. It shouldn't start in the A. See how this Jackson starts in the J? It doesn't do that. He flows to the right, even with the R usually. And again, one more. I think there's another one further down here we can go look at real quick. These two right here. Again, No good. Again, this looks very basic, very rudimentary, like my kid signed it. It doesn't like to see how the R is in this loop right here. This loop should be way more to the left. It should the autograph should lean more to the right. This Jackson, it's just the J is it's going straight up. It's not rounded like you should be. So yeah, it's not good at all. Obviously, this one right here also they said it's fake, and they are again 100%. Is this the one they said they were fake? I just want to make sure. I don't want to misquote them. Yeah. So again, this one, see how the A starts in the J? I mean, that right there just screams like runaway. If I see the A inside the J, the 44 is really bunched in there. So, I mean, they did a good job with the Reggie. I'll give them credit for that. You see how this R goes through the loop right here? The loop should be to the left of this R. I mean, so again, that's just a couple of the many reasons why I don't like it. Also, I think they spelled October wrong. So that's another hint. So again, this is a signed baseball, 500 home run baseball. Whoever did this, it's kind of a joke. Again, you see how that A is inside the J? That's like the biggest giveaway for me. I stop right there. I mean, there's other things with the Mano and the Williams, which we won't get into. But see how the A is inside the J? Just no good. So, I mean, that's really it. That's wow, that's a pretty long video with Reggie Jackson. So we're gonna go from Reggie Jackson to Travis Jackson. But until then, as always, keep collecting.